Hello and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you quick and crisp 100 news and updates from the country and the world in just 30 minutes. Let's begin. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the second edition of the mega food event World Food India 2023 at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi today. Partnering with the Netherlands, this edition will have Japan as focus country. Attracting the food processing sector, the government expects an investment of more than 75,000 crore rupees. The event aims to showcase India as the food basket of the world and celebrate 2023 as the International Year of Millet. It will also feature a reverse buyer-seller meet with over 1,200 overseas buyers from more than 80 countries. The Indian Prime Minister also launched the process of distribution of initial capital assistance of 380 crore rupees to over 1 lakh SHG members at the inauguration of World Food India 2023 in New Delhi. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the fusion of technology and taste will pave the way for economy of the future. In the last 9 years, Indian Prime Minister informed that the sector has attracted foreign direct investment of more than 50,000 crore rupees as a result of government's pro-industry and pro-farmer policies. India's Prime Minister further said that in today's changing world, food security is one of the major challenges of the 21st century. Therefore, this event of World Food India has become even more important. Many pavilions have been set up to showcase the rich Indian food culture to the world. Around 50 interactive sessions will also be organized on various aspects of the food processing industry. India's President Draupadi Murmu addressed the Silent Conversation from Margins to the Centre exhibition by the National Tiger Conservation Authority and Sankala Foundation. Addressing the Chanakya Defence Dialogue 2023 at the Manekshaw Centre in New Delhi, India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar underscored the paramount importance of achieving and upholding peace through a multifaceted approach. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is in Italy, where he held a comprehensive and productive meeting with Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani. Two leaders conversed about deepening strategic partnership and agreed that potential in agro-tech, innovation, space, defense and the digital domain should be explored. India's External Affairs Minister spoke about the West Asia situation, Ukraine conflict and the Indo-Pacific landscape in detail. The two sides also inked the mobility and migration partnership and the cultural exchange program. The Royal King of Bhutan arrived in India's Guwahati on Friday for his 8 days-long official visit to the nation. He is further scheduled to meet Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, External Affairs Minister and other senior government officials as the two nations look forward to strengthening bilateral relations between them. Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman called on Sri Lanka's President Ranil Wickremesinghe on Thursday during her 3-day visit to the island nation. India's Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan held a meeting with the principals of the Central Board of Secondary Education affiliated schools in Dubai. The announcement of opening a new administrative office in the UAE was made during the meeting on Thursday. With the film industry facing losses of up to 20,000 crore rupees every year due to piracy, India's Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has appointed a nodal officer who have been empowered to issue directions to take down pirated content from digital platforms. India signed a memorandum of understanding with the UAE to promote skilled international workforce mobility for Indian nationals with a specific focus on the Gulf countries. Indian Army and Kazakh Ground Forces are jointly training in Kazakhstan in the 7th edition of the Joint Military Exercise Kaz-Ind 2023. Both the sides are sharing best practices and focusing on interoperability under the UN mandate. Indian share markets end in green today as Sensex jumped 282.88 points to settle at 64,363.78 points. Nifty gains 97.3 points to close at 19,230.6 points. Indian rupee falls 6 paise to close at 83.28 against the US dollar. Gold futures maturing on the 5th of December stood at 60,952 rupees per 10 grams on Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on the 5th of December are traded at 71,021 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. Brent crude was trading at around $86.86 per barrel on Friday. Wall Street's three main stock indices closed sharply higher on Thursday on hopes that the US Federal Reserve has reached the end of its interest rate hiking campaign. The United Auto Workers Union gears up for the next phase of their campaign as the union has one major pay and benefit hike at Detroit. UAW President Shawn Fain said that UAW's new contracts were so good they had even led to non-union auto workers getting raised. US trade officials will meet African trade leaders in South Africa later this week amid calls to reinstate the African Growth and Opportunity Act as uncertainty over the program's future rises. The Israel and Hamas conflict enters its 27th day of conflict today. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in a statement said that Israeli forces had pushed further in than the outskirts of Gaza City in their assault of Hamas in the north of the Gaza Strip. Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson said that Israel and Hamas conflict is a conflict of self-defense after being attacked brutally. On its northern border with Lebanon, Israel's Daniel Hagari said troops remained on high alert to tackle any threat coming across the border. Israeli military says it has completed the encirclement of Gaza City and is attacking outposts, headquarters and other Hamas infrastructure. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken makes second visit to Israel since the 7th of October Hamas attacks. Focus is now on minimizing harm to the civilians. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken also met Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other Israeli leaders. Army spokesperson of Israel Defense Forces, Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, said that the offensive into the enclave was going according to the plan. Army spokesperson further added that forces had been attacking outposts, headquarters and other infrastructure being used by Hamas. FBI agents searched the home of New York City Mayor Eric Adams' chief election campaign fundraiser Brianna Suggs. The mayor was later questioned by public corruption investigators. Russian drones hit northeast Ukraine, triggering a fire early on Friday near Ukraine's Kharkiv. Ukraine's officials said the attacks targeted infrastructure of the city in Ukraine's northeast and also struck a locality in the region. Russian President Vladimir Putin signs a law revoking the ratification of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, a move that Moscow said was needed to establish parity with the United States. The Biden administration has announced a new range of sanctions on more than 100 entities against Russia over the war in Ukraine. US President Joe Biden is all set to host leaders from Latin America and the Caribbean at the White House on Friday for the inaugural Americans Partnership for Economic Prosperity Leaders Summit. The main focus of conversation will be migration. In a bid to stem the flow, the Biden administration is expected to announce fresh funding for countries hosting migrants. US officials are visiting South Africa this week to meet Africa trade ministers. The meet will focus on the Growth and Opportunity Act of Africa. US officials will also face calls to reauthorize the African Growth and Opportunity Act, which is due to expire by September 2025. Australian woman Erin Pattinson appeared in court on Friday, charged with the murder of 3 elderly people. The authority says the cause of death was probably due to eating poisonous mushrooms at a lunch hosted by Erin Pattinson. 5 killed in the Tuscany region as Storm Ciarán hits Italy. The Italian Civil Protection Agency has issued a high red alert. So far, the storm has swept through northwestern Europe, bringing strong winds and driving rain, forcing the closure of schools, airports, rail and ferry services. Around 2,500 people have been asked to evacuate after wildfire continues to blaze in eastern Spain. Valencia regional government have asked for help from the military emergency unit as firefighters from the entire region of eastern Spain battle it out to douse the blaze. Northern China braces spring after the second warmest October in decades. Temperatures expected to fall by 20 degrees Celsius. Weather in China has become more extreme in recent years, destroying the urban infrastructure as well as the farmland, causing hefty economic losses and raising fears about the pace and impact of global warming. The air quality index of India's capital, Delhi, deteriorates to severe category now. Amid rising pollution levels in Delhi, the Commission for Air Quality Management has implemented restrictions in the capital to combat severe pollution. In India's financial capital, Mumbai, a layer of haze engulfed the region as air quality deteriorated. Mumbai has issued a government notification asking construction sites to use barricades and ban the burning of garbage as a move to combat the rising air pollution. Gandarbal, Sonmarg and other highland areas in India's northern state of Jammu and Kashmir received fresh snowfall, while the plains received light rain on Thursday, causing a drop in the temperature. People of the Khasi community, native to the northeast Indian state of Meghalaya, celebrated the annual Shat Nongprem festival. The festival is a time-honoured tradition of the Khasis that revolves around the form of dance and seeks blessings from the Almighty for a bountiful harvest and prosperity. Sharandeep Singh, known as Burger Chachu, has prepared the world's largest cold burger weighing 112 kilograms along with employees at a five-star hotel in Grand Mercury in India's Agra city. The recipe included coarse grains like wheat, millet, colorful vegetables, corn and other ingredients. The burger, made to promote healthy food habits, was fed to 250 children in the city. Central Asian country Turkmenistan's national currency, Turkmenistani Manat, turns 30 today. A 9-meter-high greenhouse has been specially built for the plantation of exotic fruits in the Ahal region of Turkmenistan. The greenhouse is equipped with advanced equipment from Turkey, Germany and Spain. South Korea has developed an artificial intelligence-based system for congestion prediction on subway lines in the capital city Seoul to tackle the issue of overcrowding on the trains. The AI-based system analyzes how crowded subway platforms are in real time and also suggests guidelines. Access to gates and boarding are restricted when congestion rises to a serious level. Startups are now gathering for Artificial Intelligence Dev World, one of the world's largest artificial intelligence event for developers held in Silicon Valley in the US. The event highlights future roles of emerging technology. Dutch donors under the Flowers for Schools charity have donated 100 million tulips to Ukrainian schools in the hope to help children cope with mental scars from the war. Children of a school in Irpin, a town near Kyiv, severely damaged in fighting with Russian troops last year, were the first to plant the first 2,000 bulbs in front of their school. A dog bus has been created by Andrei Brasan, a dog trainer and owner of dog training center, daycare and hotel Idwokur Dukai in Brazil. The dogs are driven to school by Brasan and are secured to the seats with their leashes instead of traditional seat belts, which allows them to travel comfortably and safely. Mexicans celebrated the Day of the Dead in Zintunzan Cemetery by lighting candles that illuminated the area. The annual celebrity tradition observed by people of Mexican heritage also saw family members holding vigils and laying flowers, pictures and other items at family graves in the cemetery. Bolivians gathered with food, music and decorations to pay respects to the dead on All Saints' Day. The festivities included traditional children-shaped bread and sugarcane. During the celebration, music groups played traditional songs through the streets until they reached the cemetery, where neighbors spilled offerings to their loved ones and shared food with each other. Locals and tourists gathered in Mexico City for the annual mega offering, paying tribute to the legendary Pancho Villa, a Mexican general who fought during the Mexican Revolution. The offering, built in the iconic Zocalo, included a large paper mache figure of a skeleton centaur version of the Pancho Villa in honor of his nickname, the Centaur of the North. After N.T. Ram Rao Jr., Indian actor Ram Charan has been inducted as a member of the prestigious Actors branch of the Academy. Both the actors have been lauded for their work in the blockbuster film RRR. Makers of Bollywood film Tiger 3, starring Salman Khan and Katrina Kaif, have dropped a new promo of the film. The promo features actor Imran Hashmi as the antagonist. The first trailer of American sci-fi film Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has been released. The film will arrive in cinemas in May 2024. British band Coldplay has called on fans to add their voice to their new single titled One World. The fans have been asked to record themselves singing "Ah" for a few seconds. English rockers The Beatles have released their much-anticipated final song called Now and Then, featuring an AI-generated voice of late singer and band member John Lennon. South Korean star Jungkook has dropped his highly anticipated solo album called Golden, along with a music video for the title track called Standing Next to You. Media personality Kylie Jenner was awarded the Brand Award for her new fashion line High at the 2023 Wall Street Journal Magazine Innovator Awards at New York's Museum of Modern Art. A new game show called 007 Road to a Million, hosted by Scottish actor Brian Cox, is bringing James Bond-inspired challenges on screens, which will premiere on Prime Video on the 10th of November. A 10-day New York Comedy Festival founded by comedy impresario Caroline Hirsch has commenced in New York City. Comics will perform at more than 100 venues during the festival. American actor and comedian Danny DeVito and his daughter Lucy celebrated the opening of their new Broadway play called I Need That at the American Airlines Theatre in New York. Moving on to sports now, India demolished Sri Lanka by 302 runs at the iconic Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai to qualify for the semi-finals. Virat Kohli overtook Sachin Tendulkar to cross 1,000 ODI runs in a calendar year on most number of occasions. New Zealand will face Pakistan in match number 35 of the ongoing ICC Men's Cricket World Cup on Saturday at Bengaluru's M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. Ashes rivals Australia and England will lock horns at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad in the second match of the double-header day on Saturday. Chief of the Indian Army Staff, General Manoj Pandey, on Friday felicitated medal winners, participants and support staff from the Indian Army who participated at the recently concluded Asian Para Games that took place in Hangzhou, China. India continued its unbeaten run with a comprehensive 5-0 victory against Korea in its last league match on Thursday to set up semi-final clash with Japan at Jharkhand Women's Asian Champions Trophy in Ranchi. Germany defeated India by 6-3 in the semi-finals of the Sultan of Johor Cup on Friday to crash out of the tournament. World number 1 Novak Djokovic fought back to beat Tallon Griekspoor by 4-6, 7-6 and 6-4 on Thursday to make it to the Paris Masters quarterfinals round. Brazil forward Neymar underwent surgery on Thursday after suffering a ruptured anterior cruciate ligament and meniscus in his left knee on international duty. Rebecca Welch is all set to create history when she will don the role of fourth official for the match between Fulham and Manchester United in the Premier League on Saturday at Craven Cottage, and that too the first female to do so at the Premier League encounter. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere, keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us.